is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
Me. We started. Yo, haha. Yeah, now into Square Circle 101. You got your man, the Italian stallion, Mr. Sonny up in here now with me. He's not allowed in any message boards, forums, or any chat rooms because it's been all caps this season. My man, Shoota, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing real well since we ain't known.
That's the only compliment I'm going to give you right now. Make sure you hit us up on Facebook.com/Square Circle 101 and hit us up on Instagram at Square Circle 101 or talk a little smack to us on Twitter at Talking Smack 101. Coming at you live and direct in Hub City. But you get to watch the replay. That's what I'm saying right now. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget to download that Square Circle app. The champ is here, baby. It's available in Google Play and iOS. It's looking nice and sharp. It's back up and running. The only one that's going to give you a one-stop spot for all your boxing needs. You know, we got this. We got the news scrolling at the bottom. We got upcoming matches, KTFOs. Everything is in it. So make sure you download that Square Circle app. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody about it because you know who's winning. If we ain't winning, we determined to win. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? You feel good?
I feel really good actually. Every day, at least 2-3 news stories have been coming out around the boxing realm. So I've been really excited, and honestly, I couldn't wait for today, man. Honestly, we could have started shooting this on Sunday, man. Would have been fine with all the news that came out. But
we would have missed a couple things, but not too much. But yeah,
now we still would have missed some big things. But it's been lovely so far. So I'm excited to see what's going on. And actually, to tell you guys about it, that's what I'm more excited for.
Exactly.
Apologize for having the episode up late. That was my fault.
You should have sent the emoji. You should have just sent the emoji.
No.
Never doing it.
Never.
No emojis.
Never.
Emotions don't run wild at RCF. That's for sure. No. IamRCF.com. 3-week free trial. You tell them Sonny sent you. You tell them Shoota sent you. Only place you get a workout on the show. I swear. Only place. You'll love it. Be better with the best. 4 years running, or is it 5? 4 years running. King 5, Evening Magazine. Gonna be 5 years. The only place that has multiple gyms for CrossFit. That's for sure. You see, Shoota's ripped. Pretty soon they're gonna be making that shirts of buff bodies based on him. They have a little SC101 logo on the back.
Little mold.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna do.
Working on trying to become a sex symbol. That's my next hurrah.
It's gonna be your AKA right there, sex symbol. You know what I'm saying? It's like Dust Till Dawn, except the black version of it, right?
Basically.
It'll be starring Shoota and Fred Jackson. Act that damn Action Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Check them out, IamRCF.com. 3-week free trial. You tell them we sent you. How we winning? We want to get into this.
So when I found this one, it's actually, I love it because we don't actually go by this a lot of the times, especially when it comes to our show. But I think that's when let me just say it. The 5 P's of life. Proper planning prevents poor performance.
Wow. That was invented in the sales room, for sure. That's a sales quote. Or football.
No, the reason why I said it's an oxymoron for us is because usually when we don't plan our shows, those are the best shows that we have.
Something out of nothing.
So something out of nothing. And that's what I like what we do, because we do everything basically on the fly here. But after that, when we do plan stuff, we're still pretty good though. But at the same time is like over the course, I think we just got used to doing this and doing it pretty well. Like
no,
we don't have to plan.
I'm comfortable
as much,
with our format for sure.
But we still plan.
We still plan, yes. We try to prep, plan. Don't ever search the 5 Ps in Google. You might not find the right video or quote you're looking for.
You might find it in Google. Pornhub, maybe not though.
Yeah, it'll be a pretty graphic video if you do find it on Pornhub.
The 5 Ps.
Hey, it's only weird if it's not a category. That's my motto. Now let's get into this, man. This is another fight weekend. I've been waiting for this. My man is fighting this weekend. You know what I'm saying? My man, you know who my man is. But let's talk about our other boy. What was his name? Kurt Cities?
Avondale Kurt Cities.
Now we knew this dude was real, right? We knew he was thug.
No, we sure did, man. First of all, man, we liked him. Now, the name sounds familiar. We mentioned him a few times, though. He was a dude who came in littered with the peekaboo style, with the boxing fight style.
Mike Tyson was his idol.
Pandered his whole fight game after Mike Tyson. And he's the one who got indicted last year. Or was it last year or earlier this year? No, it was last year.
It was last year.
It was toward the end of last year.
And the trial is starting, and he could be facing up to 40 years for racketeering. It's good to see racketeering still a crime. I'm proud of that. With all the digital technology, I'm actually happy that this is still a crime.
Look, you know what's funny is we're going to me and my boys. We're going to get a boat for Seafair or whatever.
I have so many can't swim jokes, but I'm not going to say any.
Yeah, no, I actually can't swim, and I'm an athlete. I can do everything. No, so we're all supposed to. They're like, yo, Venmo me the cash or whatever, Venmo or cash that would.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, man, just hit me up tomorrow, man. I'm gonna come bring you the cash. And one of my boys laughed at me. He's like, yo, Shoota's old school. Like, I still.
Yeah, no,
It's
I
good.
left.
Hey, it's good that we can still have some old school people in there.
I walked
man,
away from
just
that
straight.
conversation with you when I brought it up once, and that was it. I was like, okay, no, we're done. We're good.
Yeah,
I
no.
understand. It's cool. I understand. Yeah, no. And in the old school, for sure, because this dude was a boxer, part-time bodyguard, knee breaker. You know, those stats don't show up on BoxRec, but we know they're there, right?
The toughness, before he got indicted, he had a belt. He had a title, man. So either way, man, that racketeering and muscle man transitioned into what he did in the boxing
Definitely going to
realm.
walk in with a lot of respect when he gets in prison. He'll probably have to earn it some, but
I doubt it, man.
Yeah.
You think? I mean, well, the thing is, Mike Tyson went to jail. That was a world heavyweight champ. You're not messing with Tyson.
I'm pretty sure somebody.
So you gotta know.
Somebody
The
at
thing
least tried, right?
No, listen. Don't try him, man. This is like, I'm not in here for, armed robbery or something like that because, there's probably guns in prison, but at the same time I'm in here for hand-to-hand, man, just literally going in and,
it was literally hand-to-hand. He tried to get a handy and got charged with rape. That's what it was, something like that, right? But Kurt Cities, man, he's facing 40 years. Well, Undisputed was a decent movie. Hopefully it can become real life for him, maybe. If that's the route it goes, you never know. It's an option. Hit up Wesley Snipes. I don't know if he'll have the same prison connections, but if not, he can maybe help you out with the movie. Send you a copy of that DVD. So, maybe we'll do some free Kurt Cities. I don't know, man. How bad are the crimes, though?
Let's hear all the charges.
Let's find out first before we do any free Kurt
charges,
City stuff, because then we could get end up on that Trump card, that list of Trump.
They talking about, hey, yo, man, free my mans. And it's like, what does he mean, man? Armed robbery, murder, arson, larceny.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, maybe he need to stay in there,
let's keep him
man.
in there for a
There's
little
some
bit.
people that don't need to be freed, man.
Yeah, let him stay in on a work program, too. I don't want him out at all if that's the case, but we'll see how that goes down. I'm glad we got to enjoy.
We'll keep you guys posted on that.
It's always funny when you see those kind of stories, because this is kind of like that Ike Abuchi, or whatever his name is, a big heavyweight prospect, had some demons. Now his demons weren't money,
Driven.
money driven or money motivated, kind of like Kurt Cida's, but he had those demons, so it was like a career cut short. And you see it all the time in sports, not just boxing. So we'll see how it goes down, read all the charges, and we'll let you know if we're going to have any free Kurt Cida's stuff up. Now, Dimitri Bivol won a title recently.
Mm-hmm. Versus Sullivan
Barrera. Now, he is set to fight Isaac Chilemba on this undercard of Sergey Crusher Kovalev and Eleider Alvarez. Now, everybody knows that we want to have him and Kovalev fight. They're trying to get it to work out. This is the second fight card they're on together, right?
Yeah, because that's when he beat him. That's when he beat.
That's when Kovalev beat, and then and Kovalev beat up his old sparring partner.
Correct.
So I don't know how that worked out, but we'll see what he got, because this should lead exactly into their fight, unless Adonis Stevenson or Badou Jack decides to pay somebody some more, step aside money. Who knows?
I understand the Dimitri Bivol, but I'm still trying to see
Isaac Chilemba. I don't know why he got the nod on that one. That's like an easy win.
Yeah. Especially the way Dimitri Bivol pummeled
Sullivan Barrera. And
for
Isaac
11, 12 rounds.
And Isaac Chilemba is another guy that's going to box, stick and move.
But if he was able to put him out that fast, I think it's going to not even that fast. It was just basically a virtual shutout. If he was able to put him out like that, Isaac Chilemba shouldn't be a problem. It
should be easy work, because Sullivan Barrera should easly beat.
I know what you're talking about as far as wanting to see them on a crash course. I'm still in the what's my man's name?
Which one?
From that beat Sergey Kovalev in the amateurs.
Oh, that's my man Arturo Beterbiev.
Yeah, Beterbiev. I'm still trying to see that.
Right.
Sergey Kovalev and Arturo Beterbiev, because I want to see that transition between.
I want to see them fight as men.
Yeah, because there's sometimes like no matter it's different. We talked about how it's different from amateurs and from professional.
I was 13 when he beat me. Now let's see you guys at 31 now.
But at the same time, you're Artur Beterbiev. I can still beat you, bruh. I know what you are. I can still see the same mistakes that you made. So I still want to see what that is. And we haven't heard from Bitter BF in a while too.
He's probably going to be coming up soon, but unfortunately, just like with my predictions, I don't think we'll be blessed with that fight in 2018 also. Just because.
Oh, that's easy to say.
We'll see how it works out. We'll see how it works out because the boxing gods have been throwing monkey wrenches all throughout this year.
Yeah.
After such a great fight year last year, this year was looking really good, really great, and then we've had a few hiccups. First Cinco de Mayo was one hiccup, but we'll talk about that more.
Yeah.
All right, so let's we'll stick with the big guys too. Dylan White, you sent me a great Instagram thing on there, and it was a quote. You got that? I'm gonna pull that up. I got it right here. So Dylan White, he lost to Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
He's a slick boxer, really good. I like him. I'm not sure if he's ready to beat Anthony Joshua on a second try, but it's here. So he deserves enormous credit. So he chose to fight Luis Ortiz. So he would have got a title shot regardless, probably. Either with Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua. He would have got one regardless because he's with Eddie Hearn, for one. And he decides to take Luis Ortiz. Is this pride talking or confidence?
It has to be a little bit of both because this is. So you're coming off the. He's coming off the Lucas Brown win.
Mm-hmm. Knocked him out.
He's coming off the Lucas Brown
KTFO.
Win. I think that this is going to be his. Hey, I'm for real, and you have to take me seriously. And then so I don't know whether I don't know if
win seriously too.
He really has. I mean, he's going to be a bigger boy than what than fighting Luis Ortiz. But I commend
Luis Ortiz going to be the same? Because that was a tough fight against Deontay Wilder, and he took some punishment. He stood to punishment that walls can't stand up to, that most people convulsed over or just instantly was done. And he got up multiple times.
Okay, so one of the things that we always talk about, especially coming off a loss, you got to look at it in a couple different aspects. One, you got to see what the mindset, just like you said, you got to see what the mindset of what Luis Ortiz is going to be. Is he going to be inspired? Hey, I lost to Deontay Wilder, and I had him. So it's just like you can either get down on yourself or you can either be like, hey, yo, I made a few mistakes. I know how to correct them. Now I got to be on this crash course, and I can take Dylan White out. Because does Dylan White hit as hard as Deontay Wilder? Mm-hmm. I don't think he does.
I don't think so.
I don't think
the numbers
he does,
say no. The fights I've seen say no. Definitely not. Now, so this is what this reminds me of.
What?
The first time a guy gets in the friend zone. Because you either recover from that and just slay, or you remain the friend zone, here and then out, and become like a romance comedy or something.
I understand with the friend zone and being a loss. How you take a loss is like how you cover for that.
Yeah, duh.
And basically it is, if you get put in the friend zone, you're going to go find somebody else. That's basically what it is. So
exactly.
That's what Luis Ortiz is fighting with Dylan White.
Ooh, this could be a friend zone fight, hopefully.
When I sent this to you, I didn't discover, did they make it official?
July 28th is the actual date.
July 28th
That's the
is
official
the actual
date.
Okay.
Eddie Hearn is making moves, man. He is making moves.
That's your boy. That's your boy, man.
Man, my man Billy Joe rolls with him, so I like him a lot.
Rolls with, it's good that he's making this fight, and it's shaping up to be a great year.
Mm-hmm.
We're still a little disappointed about the Canelo Triple G, but everything else is shaping up okay. Like some of the things that we didn't want to see is making up for all the things that are like the second tier. So when this fight does take place, I'm going to be really excited about it too, because
this is a good heavyweight
I always like seeing Luis Ortiz, and now with him and Dylan White, they both only got one loss. So
Dylan White has brought entertainment. I mean, his fight with the one dude, I can't think of his name.
Derek Chisora?
That's the one. His fight with him, that was a great fight. Great press leading up to the fight. Tables getting thrown. Always good with Chisora in there.
One split decision.
Luis Ortiz, some people didn't believe the hype train. I always thought he was pretty solid.
I believe the hype train. I thought he was always good, man.
Yeah.
The Cuban background, man, just heavyweight. So
bad year to be Cuban, though.
Bad year to be a Cuban, man.
Bad year to be Cuban. I'm definitely not betting on any Cuban fighters. I don't know. I reserve the right to make my pick for this fight on July 28th.
All right. What you else you got for us?
Now, since you brought up Triple G and Canelo, not getting that on Cinco de Mayo, so this all happened now within the last, we'll say, less than 48 hours here. So we spoke last week that Triple G wanted a 50-50 fight, right? He wanted a 50-50 fight. De La Hoya said nobody gets 50-50 with Canelo. Understandable. I see his point. Now, yesterday, De La Hoya, which would be Tuesday this week, De La Hoya said that negotiations are done and the train is moving on, right? Later that day, Eddie Hearn, it pops up all over that negotiations started for Daniel Jacobs' Canelo fight, and September 15th was the targeted date. And Eddie Hearn has been very aggressive trying to make these big fights. He is trying to invade the U.S. for sure. Signing U.S. fighters, trying to get Adrian Boner. So he's making moves. And then now, a couple hours ago, Triple G restarts negotiations, or K2 Promotions, Tom Loeffler. They restart negotiations with it. Now, I won't say Triple G deserves a 50-50 split because we know that Canelo is the big name, right? Canelo can fight me and get a couple 100,000 pay-per-view buys, right?
Yeah.
Today, right now, he could do that. But 35-65, that one I see that number needs to change just because there was money spent on the training camp, all the press that went into it until the fight stopped, a little bit of respect money you might want to pay him, but I'm not sure what that number is. But it probably definitely ain't no 50-50 split though. So we'll see if this fight happens this year. I don't know. I'm trying to find it.
I thought I had the article pulled up, but it doesn't. But anyway, it was Forbes' highest paid athletes for 2018.
Who's on top of that list?
Floyd Mayweather.
Did he fight this year?
No.
He still.
Yeah, no. But here, as I'm trying to go through the list, and I know when I went through the list, Canelo was on there. Yep. I know Canelo was on there, and I want to say Triple G was at the bottom tier of that. I'm not even.
I have the list in front of me.
Did I send that to you?
Yeah.
I did send it to you.
Number 5, Gennady Golovkin. Don't know what the middle G is?
No.
Oh, we got the numbers. Okay.
No. You're reading it wrong.
Sorry,
okay.
my
So this is on the Forbes top 100 athletes. Triple G is 72 with $25 million this year.
Wait, 72 out of the top 100 athletes?
Out of the top 100.
There's a lot of people in basketball and football. And baseball.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're talking about somebody who's a lineal champ in the middleweight division. And
sponsored by Jordan?
Sponsored by Jordan. Anthony Joshua.
Wait, possibly the only white dude sponsored by Jordan.
Anthony Joshua, 25 with 39 million. Yeah.
Respectable right there.
Canelo Alvarez is 15 with 44.5 million, and he didn't even fight this year.
I feel like that number's too high. I'm surprised. That's because he didn't fight this year.
He didn't fight this year.
That's that Tecate money.
It's Tecate, all that. Mexico, who knows what he's doing, man?
Right?
Who knows what he's doing? And then Conor McGregor.
Not making tacos.
Conor McGregor, number 499, and Floyd, 285 million. Floyd's doing his thing.
Conor and Floyd didn't even fight this year.
Yeah, no, but at the same time, I sent you that.
Wait, who's number 2 and 3?
Soccer players, I think. Lionel Messi and all that. No, but I say that because, dude, you don't deserve no 50-50 split, bro.
No,
if Canelo makes 20 million more than you and didn't fight this year, bruh, slow down. Now, granted, your fight was taken on the last minute and you got him out of there within 2.5 rounds. You need Canelo. You need Canelo more than Canelo needs you, man.
Money-wise, that 100% agreed. I'm not sure how the fans would react. I know, personally, I'd be a little sour at Canelo because I'm a fan if that fight didn't happen this year, but also I don't think it will. Now, I could see a 60-40 split, and you'd be a damn good negotiator if you can get 55-45, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You'll be damn good. But Triple G, take the 60-40 because you're going to get more money on that pay-per-view back end.
35, you mean? Or
no.
60-40?
Let's move it up 60-40 because we got to recoup some of that money spent. You spent that camp at Big Bear. You lost all that time.
First of all, that 35% that you'll get from the Canelo fight is already going to take care of everything that you lost before.
Nah.
Yeah, it will.
Well, yeah, it'll make it feel like that, but you can't get that time back. There's no money on that time, especially for an aging fighter like Triple G who's come forward action, who blocks punches with his face sometimes. So
you're the type of person who wants 100% of nothing or not 50% of something.
That is the definition of masturbation right there. You know what I'm saying? But No, Triple G, he lost all the time. He cannot get it back. He can't get it back. A guy who fights normally 3 times a year, he deserves 60-40 for sure.
Well, good luck on do you think we'll ever see, without Canelo, is Triple G ever going to get on pay-per-view again?
Yeah.
With who?
It depends. If his next fight is against someone like Billy Joe Saunders, that'll get a pay-per-view.
That's not going to get a pay-per-view.
It might.
No.
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 Let me see here.
No.
Wait, hold on.
Not even Daniel Jacobs.
No.
When was the last time Triple G had pay-per-view?
Actually, if he fought Jamal Charlo, they would make that.
No, it wouldn't.
They'd make a pay-per-view.
David Lemieux was the last time. They will not make any Triple G fight. Yeah, they're not
Yep.
They're not
You're probably
getting
right on that
pay-per-view.
one.
So yeah, you're not going to make that money. Take the 35, or you're not going to get anything.
60-40. You get 60-40. Stand your ground. 60-40. I need to be right at least with the predictions.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'll see you all next Cinco de Mayo with that one.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, he's not going to get it. Good luck. We just saw this one on FSN. Is that what we saw Triple G's last fight on?
It was on HBO. It was HOBO. Hobo.
What's the difference, man? You don't know. It's not pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure because I don't pay for either one of those subscriptions, but I still get to watch them. Now, we talked about the conspiracy last week, right?
Which one was it?
The 160-pound division. Did I talk about that last week? So I think there's a conspiracy that they don't want Triple G to unify these belts. I felt that when they were trying to pressure him to make this fight with Sergey Derenchenko, and this is going to be 30 minutes from today. When you're listening to this, it would be a day and 30 minutes later. The IBF stripped him of his title.
And that's an article I did put up on Squared Circle 101 on our Facebook Squared Circle page, though, that you can find. And I put that up a couple hours ago, actually.
Why? Don't they get some of that pay-per-view money too if that fight goes down?
Well, that's the Canelo fight. Mm-hmm. So it was the Canelo fight, and they said they were talking about. Now, all this has happened within the past few hours of when we're recording this. So they said that since the fight fell through. The fight fell through. The fight fell.
Find him, feed him.
Yeah. So since that fell through, since he did not make the mandatory defense with
Sergey Derenchenko, the IBF stripped them of their title. Man, IBF don't be playing, right? I've seen the WBC let guys sit with the titles for long times and then strip them. IBF, what are you going to gain? You lose more by stripping this man of this title and gain really nothing because me and you know who Sergey
Derenchenko.
We know who he is.
Yeah.
Half of our listeners definitely know who he is. The other half that are just casual fans, they just hear another communist Russian name. That's what they hear.
You know what I like about it? Yeah, I'm gonna give you the bright side about this. The same reason why we got the bright side of Keith Thurman losing his belt. Because with him losing that belt,
he vacated that belt. He didn't lose it. He gave it up. Let's understand that.
He lost. He didn't get stripped, but he lost that belt or whatever.
He gave it up.
Whether he gave it up. But with him giving up that belt, that's why we get to see Danny Garcia and Sean Porter. So with the IBF going down, we're going to have somebody at the 160 division. We're going to have probably 2 top-tier contenders fight.
Maybe we could get Jamal Charlo in there against Sergey Derenchenko. That's a great matchup.
And then so you have that. And
Jamal Charlo's here.
And if Triple G wants to unify the title, that means he's going to have to go back and get that IBF title back that was stripped from him because he's the rightful owner of it.
Or hopefully, as long as he doesn't try to pull like a Marvin Hagler and just walk away. As long as he's trying to do that, that's fine.
There's too much. The thing is, there's no.
He's still got a good 2-3 years. Probably,
he really does, and he has that going for him too. And the thing is, he looks flawless at a lot of times.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really take any punishments in the fights. So. I want to see. I think he has time. So when IBF, Derenchenko's ranked number 1. After that, Daniel Jacobs, they got number 3. Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andrade. That's just going.
Those are 4 names right there that we can see battle it out.
So somebody's going to see, and then you never know who else is going to come over there. So, hey, Spike O'Sullivan might throw his hat right up in there.
With the mustache. Saw him. Got to keep that.
We got a lot going on right now. So
these divisions are getting stacked. It's that or. We pay so much more attention. Also, the talent in these divisions is crazy. The talent's
been there. It's just kind of like when
there's less dominating figures. It seems like.
Well, I look at it as from like when Floyd had the belts. Everybody had their ducks in a row to be able to fight Floyd. So that was Robert Guerrero. That was Marcos Maidana and all those. You have to have everything lined up to be able to fight him. With Triple G losing this belt, now it's going to be a free-for-all. Everybody's going to be able to get in it. And it's good when the belts are spread out because you're going to see more top-tier fights, kind of like the featherweight division. So
that's good. That's good. I want to see more of these guys mix it up this year so we can have some great big fights next year because the boxing universe definitely owes us because I still believe – I don't believe that fight will happen this year. I hope I'm wrong, and I will gladly admit that I'm wrong if it ever is announced for this year. So hopefully we'll see what happens. If they're going back to the negotiating table, they're still going to be set on not receiving a 65-35. If you try to push over 60-40, the fight definitely ain't happening this year. And I don't know who. And I guess the argument would definitely be that Triple G is the one pricing himself out of the fight.
He is because Canelo doesn't need him.
Yeah, Canelo. Yeah, he doesn't need him.
He doesn't need him.
I mean, he's lucky I don't speak Spanish because then I would make him regret not taking it for sure. I can use Google Translate. I'll text it to him. Remember, he started pro fighting at about 14. Now he probably
Canelo could drop back down to 154 and fight Jamel Charlo.
Get about you, because we're going to talk about Jamel Charlo here in a little bit.
Yeah.
I got Jay Prince on there. Who's Jay Prince?
Okay, so this is great. So Jay Prince is like one of those godfathers of rap. He is the owner of Rap A Lot Records, so that's who Scarface and Devin the Dude and all these guys are under too.
Very familiar with Rap A Lot.
And then so, just like we talked last week in the show, if you guys don't know, you should. If you haven't been on the internet in a week, which is a lie, you know that Pusha T smashed Drake. Pause. He washed him, and Drake hasn't responded, but the word is Jay Prince, who is the underlying hand between that. Drake is his cash cow. Apparently, Jay Prince reached his hand out and said, "Hey, we don't want you to respond," because there was an interview. I forgot what radio station Jay Prince said was. No, it wasn't a Breakfast Club. But he said, "Hey, don't respond." Then he gave Drake had something that was going to kill Pusha T and Kanye. I don't believe it.
A hitman?
I don't believe it. But
why is Kanye in this?
Because Drake was going to diss Kanye too on the track. Okay, I say all that to say this: Jay Prince is one of those guys, the Godfather. Like, you don't mess with this guy. You will find the horse's head cut off in your bed. Like, Jay Prince is that kind of guy.
Okay.
So, Bob Arum.
Very familiar with
Bob Arum.
Somehow he's like 105 still walking around promoting fights.
So I bring Jay Prince up because this was Floyd Mayweather's first promoter.
Jay Prince?
Yeah.
What?
So
he was signing Rap A Lot Records?
Hey, so listen to this.
Makes sense.
So Jay Prince. So when Floyd Floyd went to Bob Arum to leave Jay Prince, he owed Jay Prince another fight. Okay. And then so word is that Floyd tried to get the fight. You know what? I'm just going to read this. I'm just going to read this verbatim because
Jay Prince is a puppeteer, obviously. Yeah, pulling strings in the background. Another one of these, a very well business-minded entrepreneur because for rap, the roster on Rap A Lot Records goes very, very far. Very, very deep. Everybody's familiar with Rap A Lot Records. If not, you've seen the logo for sure. Okay, so I got this. I'm gonna shout him out. Cat that follow Raspy Rawls on Instagram. Okay, Jay Prince, or James Prince, CEO of Houston-based Rap A Lot Records, a boxing manager to Andre Ward and to once Floyd Mayweather Jr. Wow. Prince isn't the tallest man, but he is somebody to be feared if you get on his bad side. Since the 80s, he has been known to send out courtesy calls to folks that are on his bad side to straighten them out before things get out of hand. Hold on. So they just show up at the door with a corded phone?
No, you ain't gonna see him.
Hey, you got a car right here, just
you ain't gonna see him. Okay, Prince once famously served as Floyd Mayweather's manager before TBE, the best ever, moved on to Bob Arum, before finally starting Mayweather Promotions. Besides boxing, Mayweather is known for having huge bodyguards with him at all times. Bob Arum appeared on ESPN's Highly Questionable today and said that there's a reason behind that. Arum told a story of essentially saving Floyd's life, paying Prince $600,000 on behalf of Floyd Mayweather, who owed the Houston OG that percentage.
The Houston OG. Okay.
So it goes. This is Bob Arum.
Now we know Bob's legit because we got to speak about him and his one-on-one conversation with Don King and the brother from NFL Network.
Yeah.
And he's talking about if something happens to Bob, if he walks off and gets hit by a bus, you won't last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we know Bob is very connected.
Yeah.
He's a connected guy. So for him to say it costs $600,000, and this is before Floyd, this is Pretty Boy Floyd. This is not Floyd Money Mayweather. Yeah. He didn't have $600,000. You know what I'm saying? Then.
Exactly.
And he paid him probably.
So hold on. Let me finish it. Okay. So this is Arum.
I bet you that debt's still not paid.
Well, it honestly makes sense to why he has all those bodyguards, because you just never know. But he thought he's flashing money. I need these big guys. Jay Prince is real out there, man. So hold on, where was I at? Okay. This is Arum. This is Arum. We were at dinner one night and I got a call and there was a disturbance in my gym. Arum told Dan Le Batard and Bomani Jones. Floyd apparently had to ask us not to do the fight in October, but do it in December after James Prince's contract with him had run out. The disturbance in my gym was that of some people came over with or without the knowledge of James Prince and proceeded to break a couple heads on Mayweather's camps with baseball bats. So the gym was splattered with blood. Floyd came to my office the next day and he said, Prince wants his money from that fight that's coming up. I said, fine. If that's what you want, I'll write him the letter of credit. Floyd said, Prince don't do letters of credit. You better send that cash. So I wrote the check. I made a contract with Prince's lawyer and he got paid the money that he said he was entitled to as Floyd's manager. Whether Mayweather was afraid or whether he was doing the right thing, that's for Floyd to determine, Arum said. That was the percentage Floyd's purse that Prince was entitled to.
I believe if you're involved with a character that sounds like this, it's okay to say you're not afraid. It's okay to say you're not afraid because this is what is. This is what is and this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I'm not afraid. I just know that if we don't do this, I will die. You will not even have a signed fighter. And shout out to Bob Arum, because who knows what else he keeps quiet. Because we hear about the Don King thing. We hear about this with Jay Prince. Who knows what other rap beefs he got going on.
And how old is Bob Arum?
105, 110 or something like that.
About.
You know what I'm saying? He's the leader of the League of Assassins, for all we know. He's Ra's al Ghul. He's living forever. Probably trained Batman too. Who knows? Regardless of what anybody can say about Bob Arum, I know there's a lot of fighters that came from him that are successful promoters now, like Floyd, Golden Boy, and they learned all this from Bob Arum.
Yeah.
Now, they were on the receiving end of it, though, too. So he had his contracts set the way they were, and he was definitely the beneficiary on this contract. So they learned from it.
But just like you said, he's the kingpin of that. Like, him and Don King at their times in the reign. So he is going to usher, I'm going to show you how this game works. Like, you're going to get shorted right now, but if you play it smart, the long con's going to, and that's why you have Golden Boy Promotions. That's why you have Floyd not fighting. He's made the most this year, like as an athlete.
And every now and then in that game plan, you're going to make a little side left turn, right turn, and you're going to end up outside the game plan, and a letter of credit won't work. An apology letter, like it's one of your 5 steps you got to do, just ain't going to work with a guy like Jay Prince. I wonder, how tall is this fool?
Actually, he's not big. He's not big at all, man. I think he's like I want to say he's like your average, like 5'7", 5'8", kind of.
Yeah, that means he's definitely savage. Because you have to do something.
Like no, but think about it though. Besides Bane and Batman, a lot of the bosses. They're just really smart, and they know how to. They're chess players, man. Godfather,
Puppeteers.
Hey, pulling the strings back there.
Well, Jay Prince, shout out to you. I love Rap Out Loud Records. We have no legal agreements or anything, but I'm still a fan. Download the app, tell your friends about it. That's all I'm going to say, And I'll make sure nobody ever disses you on any tracks or tries to steal your name. So if your nickname is Jay Prince, you might want to change it in case.
There's no Jay Prince slander on this show.
Not on this show at all.
Plus, at the same time, I'm a huge Scarface fan. So
love Scarface.
I've always
Scarface.
been, I was always a Jay Prince.
Face is love Face.
Face Mob.
Face Mob, love him. moving on, but still talk about De La Hoya. Diego De La Hoya fights this weekend.
Okay.
The hype train, hype machine, they seem to get a lot of constant fights, but I'm still not impressed by him, so we won't talk about him too much, but he's staying active, and that's a good sign. There's a main event in UK. Now, we're going to start going to some of these fights we got here this week. We still got a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is a fight it's not a real big, not a big fight compared to the other ones that's going on this weekend. But Terry Flanagan and Maurice Hooker are fighting.
Mighty Mo Hooker.
And they're going to be fighting in the UK. Let's pull up these stats because we know Terry Flanagan. I believe I want to say he lost his last fight because this is a guy that he's definitely a hype machine.
Terry Flanagan is still undefeated.
He's still undefeated, okay.
33 and 0. 13 knockouts.
Wow.
He beat Peter Petrov. That's the last fight. That was almost over a year ago.
Wow. Okay, it's been a minute then. Okay.
Yeah.
Now Maurice Hooker, what's his record?
23 and 0.
Okay.
With 16 knockouts.
16 knockouts. Now this is.
I want to say he's southpaw. No, he's orthodox. No, but he does have a nice left hook.
This is a great test. I always love it when the up and comer or the guys that the names that we're kind of watching, like Maurice Hooker or Devin Haney. Tevin Farmer, when they cross that pond to go get that title. Errol Spence, when you cross that pond to get that title, because it will reveal a lot of your character. Now, Terry Flanagan is probably going to be comfortable walking in because this is going to be his first time in the UK, probably selling out, a minor league soccer stadium. But I want to see Mo Hooker rise above this. I want to see him get the win because this could change his momentum.
Well, this is going to be for the WBO title. So,
Nice.
like, both of these guys do want to prove something. I mean, 33 and 0, and you don't have a title. Mm-hmm. So Terry Flanagan is going to definitely have something to say about that. I like Mighty Mo Hooker too,
I do too,
and I do want to see the rest of his career flourish.
I love that nickname too, Mo Hooker.
Why do you like it?
I mean,
why do you like it?
Because it's usually my last request.
Mo Hookers?
Me and Billy Joe, you know what I'm saying? Send them right here. Send the snow bunnies with snow.
Oh, I forgot to tell you this. Did you have anything else to say about that?
No, moving on.
Okay, let me slide this in there real quick. I forgot major pause. I apologize for that.
Gross. Is my man Shakur?
Shakur Stevenson is fighting this weekend.
Again?
Yeah.
Did he fight yesterday?
I love the look.
Is he a clone? Does he got clones?
Look. Well, you got to think about it. They're not fighting long, and they're getting him out of there. Yeah. So him and
4-round fights.
Yeah, and him and what's his name?
Mick Conlon.
Mikey Conlon. I like how busy they are, and especially if they're getting them out of there, they're not taking no damage. This is beautiful. I love to see it. When I saw that pop up, I was like, "This is beautiful." So they're fighting. I didn't look up. I didn't look and see exactly which card they're under. So, but that's something that you're going to have to probably look up. So, yeah, Shakur Stevenson's fighting this weekend as well.
That's crazy insane. So he's probably going to be on the preliminary. I won't say undercard, but the preliminary fights for the main event. That's
Terrence Crawford.
ESPN, yeah. So this is
if it's on ESPN Plus, we still might be able to get it.
We'll be able to watch it for sure.
Yeah.
This is probably the only subscription I actually pay for, but this is good. This is good for Top Rank because Top Rank knows they have two gems with these two fighters.
Yeah.
They got the man with the baby face and the baby voice versus
now. Elio Mesquita is who Shakur Stevenson is fighting, 16-1 with 14 knockouts. So he's in there with a live dog, though.
Yeah, mosquito bites.
Well, that's just on record. So let's see.
This is a formula followed.
Now, all these guys, this dude's fought was in Brazil, so we'll say it. So we'll
some of them men, right, some of them not men anymore.
Lady
Who knows?
Men.
You know what I'm saying? They transitioning from amateur to pro, I guess you would say. And that's but for all we know, Brazilian fans are looking at that same thing and they're like, yeah, this dude's fought nothing but Americans. But it doesn't work that way, actually.
At all. Hey, America, we don't do math, no. We don't do reading, we do sports.
Back-to-back World War champs.
Back-to-back World War champs.
That's right.
Undefeated.
Right. But we saw this with Floyd. Floyd fought like 10 times in 1 year.
Tyson too, and he was getting him out of there.
Punches.
When you're getting him out of there, why not? You're not sustaining any damage.
I love to see him stay active because as their career prolongs, they'll be consistently fighting at least 2 times a year when they're at that big money and at that main stage. Mm-hmm. And I like Shakur Stevenson. I like Nick Conlon. I love these kids.
And you know what I like about this too is here. Let me go through. So Shakur Stevenson, the guy who we beat last time, was 18-1. So you went from of course, you start guys with, but yeah. The fight before that, he was 11-11. Another guy was 6-5. But then you made that step up to
18-1?
Nathaniel 18-1, and now you got another fight guy
What's
coming
Mosquito
up who's
Bites'
16-1. 16-1. 16-1 with 14 knockouts, man.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
No mosquito bites there. Cause,
Yeah, so-
he's chomping.
Hey, mosquito
He's chomping.
mosquito bites hurt too, man.
Yeah, that's true. They stick around for a little bit, you know. Shakur Stevenson, keep it up. Keep this going. They're matching you well.
You're my third favorite fighter. You're my boy, Blue.
You're my boy, Blue.
I need
That's
you.
right.
I need you to take this down for me.
Hey, and he's not making like, you know, basketball player decisions, rapper decisions, going crazy with it.
Well, Andre Ward's camp, so he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Right? Speaking of my man SOG, you know, he forces religion on me. I'm rocking his shirt today.
Yeah, I see you. I see you out there, man.
Hey, the only time I've ever was like fanboyed it and waited outside in that rain and cold
Hey, we gonna
with
get
you.
there. Hey, we gonna get there. Wait.
Now, pretty soon I'll be sitting next to my man Ward, you know, just, not Beast Mode, but just Ward, taking autographs, you know, or at least guard, keeping the rest of the people off him. You know, well, that might be you with security. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, come on, man, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Let's move on to this fight here. This is going to be the first fight of this PBC card.
Okay.
Jermell Charlo versus Austin Trout. Has anybody had more title shots than Austin Trout?
Title shots or
Just title shots, period, because he got a title shot against Landy Lara.
you know what we should
Koto.
do? You know what we should do? We should do a episode or a segment, and we just see who has like the best resume. Period.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Just because,
Just
like,
because.
I mean,
Off the top, I would put Zab Judah and maybe Paulie Malignaggi right there.
Zab Judah,
Just
Paulie Malignaggi,
right off the top.
Gabe Rosado,
Gabe Rosado,
right there. Austin Trout's right there too.
And we say resume, then we're just talking about
People
who
that
you
they
fought,
fought,
who
who they
you faced
fought.
in that ring.
So
And also, and this could also show signs of bad management or too much pride, taking some of these fights too soon. They're talking about Gabe Rosado fighting somebody else here. I forgot who we'll talk about.
after he said he was going to retire, or he thought about it, and then turned right around.
Yeah.
Orlando Salido did the same exact thing.
If Gabe Rosado puts on a hat, he might start bleeding. That's a bad thing with that. So breathe, homie. You know, so he should definitely retire.
He said you got skin like Jorge Linares.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't even actually bump heads with him because he's just gushing. That's
Hey,
what
when
it
you
is.
dap him up, hey, don't get in too close, man. Don't get in too close, man. Don't come with handshakes, solid
That's right.
handshakes.
No
solid
half
handshakes.
hugs. Let's go back to Jermell Charlo and Austin Trout. Austin Trout I'm a fan of No Doubt Trout.
Yeah.
I love the way he went to Mexico, got the title from, or he got the win from Canelo's older brother, beat Miguel Cotto in Madison Square Garden, gave Canelo a good fight, a great fight with Canelo. He lost to Jermell Charlo already. He lost to Landy Lara. We saw him run out of gas against Jarrett Hurd.
Oh,
that was
going to be my upset of the year, man.
It was on pace to it.
It was.
A younger Trout would have won that fight. I'm almost convinced of it, but Jarrett Hurd hits harder than we think too because he's relentless.
Old age, baby.
Yeah,
2
it's
years.
gotta be.
2 years, man. Austin, No Doubt Trout. Like the thing is, he's fought some of my favorite people. And usually when that happens, like Danny Garcia, you know how I feel about him, just because of how he put Lucas Matisse out. Usually I hate people like that, but Austin Trout, he always comes correct, and he has a style that's fan friendly, and you're always gonna like his fight.
He's like the wolf in Pulp Fiction, always reliable. If you need a guy in there to get in there and might get a win and put up a challenge, Austin Trout is the one to call. Now, I don't want to talk too much about Austin Trout.
Okay, I understand that. Did you know Austin Trout fought this year?
Yeah, Jarrett Hurd.
No, that was last year.
Wait, who you fight then?
He fought this guy named Juan de Angel.
I'm telling you, man, Mandela effect, yo. So it's messing with timelines. I don't know. I did not know.
It was an 8-rounder. I guess I was just to get him right back in it though.
This could be like that Sean Porter sparring match thing.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Where was the fight? Where was the fight held? Canelo's Ranch,
El Paso, Texas. So that, man, I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
The Jarrett Swift Hurd, that was in October.
Now you could find this on the app if you're going to be looking up Austin Trout, and that's available in Google Play and iOS. But No Doubt Trout staying busy. Now
I like that.
He worked in and got this matchup with Jermell Charlo. I don't want to talk too much about Austin Trout because we like him.
Grand opening, grand closing. Hey yo, he gonna get his lights punched out, man.
Now,
I'm saying TKO.
I see Jermell Charlo I like Jamel better than Jamal. I see Jamel Charlo as being a top pound-for-pound fighter in probably about 5 years from now. Possibly number one pound-for-pound fighter.
Why not now?
Right? Because he still has just names to face. That's it.
Okay.
Just names to face. Okay. And this is a guy I see, he has a quiet chip on his shoulder, right? He's always been known as the boxer. He's not as good as Jamal. Jamal's the bigger puncher. And he's been knocking everybody else.
Erickson Lubin.
It's 30 seconds. Done. Even his fight before that was against, Charles Hatley or something like that? Or Julian Jackson.
Charles Hatley. And then John Jackson before that.
Knocked them both out, right? No. He is on a streak. Austin Charlo, when he fought Jamal Charlo, that went to decision, right? It went to distance. Can you double check that for me real quick?
I sure will.
These Charlo brothers, man, they're I poked a lot of fun at these guys.
Unanimous decision.
Decision.
And it was actually pretty close, too. We got 112, 116. We got two 112s, 116, and 113, 115.
Jamel Charlo is going to knock this boy out, probably in 6 rounds.
But at the same time is, what I say, he would have beat, who was it? Not Robert Easter, but who was it? Who we just talked about?
Which one?
Jared Swift Hurd. I said 2 years ago he would have beat him. 2 years ago, that's when he went decision with Jamal Charlo. So about 2 years.
You give me an Austin Trout in his prime when he fought Cotto, he doesn't beat this Jamel Charlo. Jamel Charlo will have this man out probably within 6 rounds, because he wants to make sure he bests his brother. Is this going to be Austin Trout's last shot? Last title shot, maybe last time on the big screen, even on TV. You know, as a co-main event.
At age 32, yeah.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be. Very well-spoken guy. I would love to see him instead of maybe Robert Guerrero commentating on some fights for sure. And also, that's a good nickname, no doubt, Trout.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a good rhyming nickname as long as it's not corny, right? Or cliche.
You got it.
No doubt, Trout. It's a name he earned in college from the ladies, most likely. My man, Jermel Emel. He's going to have this boy out. I like Jamel Charlo, and I believe his domination is coming soon. So we'll see. Who do you think is, if you had to pick on the Charlos, who would you think is better between Jamel and Jamal? Like, if we cornered their parents,
honestly,
they would probably run out the room. But who would you, if you had to pick? I'm not going to say I want to see these brothers fight, and I mean that as in like blood brothers fight. After
the way he destroyed Erickson Lubin, I'm taking Jamel.
Me too, man.
I'm taking Jamel just because of that. Like Lubin was a hard hitter and a hard puncher.
And Jamel's been quiet. He's been quiet, calm, letting everybody kind of talk to him. Jamal, he's been quiet too, but we see him moving around. He's out and about. He's in areas. He's making them YouTube rounds. We saw his interaction with Daniel Jacobs. So Jamel, to me, he's on pace, I think, for the better career. But these guys, who knows? They could be like the Klitschko's. They could dominate the middleweight division for the next 20 years, for all we know.
Yep.
Well, because these cats are young.
Come on, let's go, man.
The next is going to be a rematch that's about a year too late. Two brothers that are statistically sound. We got Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares.
I picked Santa Cruz.
Ooh, bastard.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I said it just like that, because I knew you like riding my coattail. And the thing is, man, you've been riding my coattails ever since I told you he was supposed to beat Carl Frampton the first time, and then he did what he was supposed to do the second time. We still are upset that he didn't go to Belfast to go fight Carl Frampton like he said he would. He was supposed to. But at the same time, I like Leo Santa Cruz's fight. I think if he boxes smart, I think it's going to be not easy, but easy.
Yeah. Not easy, but easy. I feel it. Abner Mares, I want to sit and try to find ways that he could win this fight, but I don't see anything.
His hair is perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Abner Mares has good hair, man.
Good hair.
I mean,
great hair.
I know we're talking about fighting, but, man,
Yeah.
you remember if Leo
That's the only thing he's going to win in this bout is the hair battle.
The thing about it is, if Leo Santa Cruz had more power, we may be seeing the David Lemieux, Triple G, whipping the hair back and forth, man. And when that sweat rolled off his hair, man, and he had all that, man, he had that Willow Smith going on around there, man. So, like, that's one of the things is I'm looking forward to seeing. Actually, I think it's going to be a lot closer, but I still think Leo Santa Cruz controls this fight.
There's nothing that Abner Mares can do in his training camp that's going to change his muscle memory that he has developed over the last 10, 15, 20 years. As soon as he gets socked by the barrage of punches that Leo Santa Cruz is going to throw, when he throws his 120 punches every round, he's going to instinctively want to brawl this guy and probably try to walk him down and just end up getting caught. Here, see, chin down there. Ding. A little foam on there, huh? A little foamy.
Shut up.
Little foam on there. Put your finger in it.
I hate you, man. I had something nasty to say, but that's all you, man.
I'm glad to know that I influenced you at least to have that thought. Would that be considered a T-hot or a thought? Was it?
A T. Oh,
That's still one of the.
You don't want to go against me, man, and take Abner Mares.
I can't think of anything, Ben. I'm trying. I like Abner Mares, kind of.
Where's your balls at, man? Come on, man.
Okay, I think Abner Mares will go down in the 10th round. I'm taking Leo Santa Cruz with the win.
I take Santa Cruz with the win, but I think
Abner Mares with his, I believe he has a new trainer. I want to say Joel Diaz. If he has the perfect game plan and Abner Mares follows that game plan,
it can go to a unanimous decision.
It can go to a split decision. But I don't see him outworking Leo Santa Cruz. Mm-hmm. He has to knock this man out, or he has to get dirty. If he can get dirty, slip a couple under the belt maybe, or just rough him up.
We've talked about it before, like how you come back from losses. I think the loss to Carl Frampton, it's easier because now you have a reference to. So, hey, look, you don't want to have another Carl Frampton fight. Stay on top of him. Stay inside your game plan. Get this win. Let's take this belt back home.
How do you beat a Super Saiyan? That's Leo Santa Cruz. Every time he fights, he gets better. He gets smarter. Possibly stronger. You can't fight this man. You have to brawl him up. You have to take him out of his game plan, rough him up a little, maybe catch a little under the belt, hit him and punch him in the hip, lower backs, the shoulder, the elbow, jab in his face. You have to rough this man up to get this win. Do not try to outbox Leo Santa Cruz. You will not be able to do it. There is not a trainer you can hire to help you do that, but you have to get rough with this cat. You have to do these things that you've been shunned on before. Abner Mares has been shunned a couple times for low blows when he fought Joseph Abeko, and just getting rough with it. A lot of people got mad at the ref for letting it slide, but it's still part of his fighting style. And he caught a lot of heat. He has to go back to that style and rough this boy up. If you try to box Leo Santa Cruz, it's going to be a long night, bro. And you better hope that hair still looks good because that face might not. You know what I'm saying? At least you look good with sunglasses on.
All right, man. What else we got, man?
Well, the main event, man. We could agree our number one pound-for-pound fighter.
Yes.
For SC 101.
SC 101's pound for pound is and will be Terrence Crawford until he gets unseated, until he retires. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Also, there was a ESPN special with Terrence Crawford, which was great to watch. I told you about it, but you don't know what the hell you're doing with your life.
After you enjoyed it, you told me about it. Yeah, I just saw this. I just saw the show there on ESPN Plus there.
Yeah,
I tried looking for it. It's not even on there. I'm not sure it exists. Okay,
no, I still have it recorded. I may let you get in on it. But it was perfect. It was an hour-long special with him, and you really take for granted like Teddy Atlas as a commentator. He's too much for me. But right before they fight and he goes into the ring and he goes and it shows you the game plan.
That's one of my favorite parts.
I love it. And then watching him break down film. It's like they got that ESPN. I haven't watched it. I'm a huge Kobe fan, but they got that show, The Detail, where basically Kobe's breaking down what happens in it. Teddy Atlas is that guy who can sit there and break it up. But the great thing about it is you really get to go inside and see how Terrence Crawford thinks. Even though Teddy led most of the show, they go over a whole bunch of significant fights. So the Breedis Prescott fight, and then basically they just showed how he broke out of that because he wasn't as known as
Tim Bradley got him that fight. Timothy Bradley got him that fight because whoever Prescott was originally supposed to fight fell off. He went to Bob Arum and was like, yo, this guy right here. And he traveled to Colombia when he fought Breedis Prescott and knocked him out. Double check that location. Was it in Colombia?
It was in Vegas.
Vegas. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's at Little Mexico. My bad. Still Spanish.
Okay. So they went to that one, and then they went to
for Terrence Crawford out of Omaha, it's kind of like Colombia, right?
Yeah. And then they went to Ricky Burns. That's right. So they went to the Ricky Burns fight.
In the UK.
In the UK for the WBO
right?
in the Scottish, whatever. But they went to that fight and they just kind of broke it down how it. And Terrence Crawford,
He worked with me very
I need you, even though that we are recording the show, I need you to go back and watch it because it's just beautiful just to hear him and Teddy Atlas go back and forth and to talk about how it was broken down and how he was like, I went all the way over there just so now I can fight in Omaha. Like how he just conquered and how he made it and how he took the title from Ricky Burns.
Took it from him and took it home.
And then what I was saying is watching these guys break it down and how Terrence Crawford is that computer, which we talked about, like the Andre Wards are, and how they don't make a lot of mistakes. The only person that's going to beat Terrence Crawford is Terrence Crawford, and that's why I don't see anything.
John Jones in it. We had a couple red flags. You know, he messed up an auto shop.
Nah, man,
he didn't even get probation on that. He had a little fine. That was it.
Sometimes you don't mess with cats' cars, man. So like that's one thing. But
just make sure you do good business with them if you invite them in the store. You know.
Another thing about that and how he breaks down, and the reason why pound for pound he's number one is because
to us,
because like for ESPN, this was on ESPN, and for Vasyl Lomachenko,
the hype machine,
you see
the Great White Hype.
The last couple of Lomachenko fights, Guillermo Rigondeaux's like, hey man, this can go either way depending on how it is. He gets in there, Lomachenko dominates. Yeah. Nicholas Walters, hey, we're going to see this. Hey, it's going to be a great
Chess
fight.
Players.
When
they see that he's about 5, 6, 7 moves ahead.
Yeah. But when he gets in there, but you're still giving these guys a chance. I'm not giving nobody a chance when Terrence Crawford's walking in the ring. Earl Spence is the only, like, when we're talking about who he's fighting next, I'm like, there's no way anybody else wins besides Terrence Crawford. Like, and then we saw with this last Jorge Linares fight. Now I'm not going out of my way to try to bash Lomachenko or whatever because he's a great fighter.
With Linares.
Yeah, it was a great fight, but I don't see that happening to anything but. Oh, hold on. They bring up the Yoriokas Gamboa fight.
Losing that fight, came back, knocked him out.
Huh?
He was losing the first half of that fight. Probably first 4 rounds.
He wasn't losing that fight.
He was losing the first 4 rounds. Watch it again. Trust me. And then he came back, knocked him out in the 6th round. Is that right? 6th or 7th?
Ninth.
Ninth. Okay.
Ninth.
Yeah. 6 upside down is
okay.
9.
So the scorecards were 78-72, 78-72, and 77-73. So no, not losing the first 4 rounds. But then they bring up the Victor Postal fight, which was the last time I thought
that was the first time I was a little nervous.
A little nervous. I was like, and the thing, it wasn't even nervous. We were just like,
we saw what he did. We saw what he did to Batista.
Yeah, we were like, hey, this guy could be a problem. It was like, hey, we're Terrence Crawford, but this guy can be a problem
to most.
And then we talked about the Julius Ndongo, which was a pummeling.
That was a guy we gave a lot of credit to Julius Ndongo because of what he did to get there. But yeah, he was knocked out by a phantom punch that we had to watch in slow motion to make sure it landed. Yeah. Now,
I believe watch that special.
I'm definitely gonna watch it because I love T-Bud. I like Terrence Crawford a lot because he's not like Boner. He's not, he doesn't overdo it at all. Seems like a genuinely nice guy, but like Max Kellerman says, he's mean in the ring.
And he is.
He gets mean in the ring. Now,
and he's one of those, I have a chip on my shoulder too, because I'm better than what you guys are thinking.
Exactly.
And kind of like what Andre Ward is like, hey, you guys are forgetting who's pound for pound around here, bruh, and forgetting what I've done.
Now, I'm going to play a little devil's advocate on this one. Okay?
Go ahead.
So, we know boxing is based off of the rules of Queensberry, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that separate boxing with those rules of Queensberry is there's a little bit of class in there. We're professionals. There's a little bit of class. We're professionals. This is what separates us from the animals. We are gladiators, but we're not deciding life or death.
Classy gladiators.
We're classy guys. This is why we don't kick. This is why we don't bite. This is why we don't stomp. It's just our hands. Rules of Queensberry. A very classy thing. And this, you used to be able to be a duke and be able to fight. That's how classy it was back in the day. Now, Jeff Horton. This is a guy. Nobody showed him any love or respect for the Pacquiao. I got hundreds of jokes that didn't even air about him being a school teacher. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised he hasn't had a scandal as a school teacher. And what happened with that one, right? He roughed him up. He stole a win from Pacquiao. Now, I love Terrence Crawford. I like this man a lot. But I don't like the way that the unprofessionalism that's been at least portrayed, at least that I've read about with how they're kind of doing Jeff Horn. He went to Vegas, trained early, and top break, set him up with a gym, and had no air conditioning in Las Vegas, right? No air conditioning at all.
Maybe they're trying to do him a favor. Maybe you're able to shed some pounds.
I don't know. I'm not sure. He's from Australia. It's hot there, right? One thing I've learned is that moving to Washington especially, you can get warm when it's cold. When it's hot and you need to cool off, air conditioner is probably one of your only cures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in a place like Las Vegas where it's illegal to charge somebody for a glass of water, you can walk in to any restaurant venue, and if you're perched, you know, a little bit in the throat there, and you want a cup of water, they have to give it to you for free. Because, you know, there's a trail of dead bodies trying to walk to Vegas. And that's how hot it is there. So they put this man in a gym. It was described as like RCF, basically, just a box, a hot box. And these dudes can't work. Very unprofessional by Top Rank. Consider they made money off him twice. You know, not as much as they expected with the second one since he beat Pacquiao, but they made money off this man twice, and they're definitely trying to feed him to Terrence Crawford. But to me, this makes this man a little bit more dangerous. I don't think he will beat Terrence Crawford. I believe if he does, there's got to be a higher power watching him. I don't believe any higher powers decide on the fights unless they're betting on it, maybe. But if he beats Terrence Crawford, man, I don't know what is up or down because I just can't see it happening. But when a man is that mad, you know what I'm saying? Like that's messed up.
Lightning doesn't strike in the same place twice, bruh. You used your one life on Manny Pacquiao getting that. And you fought a Manny Pacquiao that was a shell of himself.
See,
you got the W.
I still believe that my dad's bet determined that fight because anytime he bets against Pacquiao loses.
Ask your dad who's gonna win on this one.
No, because what if he bets on Horn? What if he bets on Jeff Horn again?
Nah, bruh.
I like T-Bud.
Like, if Jeff Horn, you know what's terrible about this?
Oh, yeah.
Say Jeff Horn does beat Terrence Crawford, I still won't believe.
That means Trump's gonna have a second term.
Look, listen. Let me see. What was it? When the Seahawks made. When they won the Super Bowl, when they got to the Super Bowl, when they played the Broncos.
Yep, shut them out. Just smashed them.
Yeah.
Didn't shut them out, but smashed
when
them.
When they made the Super Bowl, I still didn't believe that they were in the Super Bowl. And they were like, we're playing tomorrow. No, you're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Shut up.
Like
Whatever.
if Jeff Horn beats Terrence Crawford.
Your quarterback's 5'2".
If Terrence Crawford loses to Jeff Horn, I'm like, that didn't happen.
Then I hope the Mandela effect is real and we can reset this and do it over. Try again. Now, Terrence Crawford said this is not a fight about size. This is a fight about skill. If I was Jeff Horn, I would say this is a fight about size. And anything you think about boxing and boxing game plan, no, you need to go in there and maybe body slam this dude. Start off with negative points in the first round.
Look.
Get Antonio Margarito wrap your hands, maybe.
What's more important to you, your belt or your pride?
My pride, definitely.
Your pride?
Yeah, I'm Italian. Pride.
Lose the belt on the scales and beat Terrence Crawford and rough him up.
Right. Ronnie, Antoine, I need you to edit that part out because we want to make sure that actually doesn't happen because we've seen that formula work with Salido.
Yeah.
We've seen that formula work many times. And I would definitely do that. Man.
That's the only way you're going to get it because you're if you're in a Queensbridge, if you're in those parameters and you make weight and you have that belt, Terrence Crawford's snatching it from you. You held on it too longer than we thought, man. Whether you're hurt or whatever, it's like you're about 2 months too short. You're about 2 months overdue anyway.
Yeah. So just for fun, just for fun as a joke, I'm gonna bring something up here just because, I make a lot of jokes about being able to predict the future, and I believe our energy does transcend. And I hope that so in the last 7 days we've had 3 plays in Australia. And right now, I hope out of those 3 plays, none of those dudes know Jeff Horn and listen to the show at least. Or at least is going to hit up Jeff Horn right now. Like, mascot Australia? They made that up, man. They got a kangaroo with a big head on the flag there. Strathfield and Noble Park. Oh, that's a good name. Those are the 3 cities in Australia right now that has listened to our show. Shout out to the Aussies.
I'll be like, hey. Get Jeff Horn on here. I'm like, does he hit harder than you thought? That's exactly. Right? I'm already preparing an interview for him losing already.
Now let's try to put yourself in his shoes. Let's say if you had the opportunity to play Kobe Bryant today, 1-on-1, right? And you see him roll up get off the private jet, gets in his Porsche golf cart with Weekend at Bernie's driving him, tinted all the way up, pulls up, goes to the court. and you left there, they don't even get you an Uber. You're about 2 blocks away. They're going to make you run and then, change your shoes when you get there. And then let's say you're going to play outdoors, but they're going to give you an indoor ball. How would you feel on that one? They did everything against you to make sure that you're not comfortable walking in to play Kobe Bryant. What would you do to Kobe Bryant at that point?
It didn't matter what my surroundings is. I'm coming to kill him.
You come to kill
now
him.
Tell your favorite rapper that I'm out here trying to kill him.
That's
like,
right.
look. First of all, man, especially when I'm a fan of anything where it's me versus you, man. Hey, it don't matter who's around it. Matter of fact, me and Firstborn was talking about this before we even left the house, man. We were talking about crowd noises because that's one of the things I never understood about home court advantage.
Battle MC.
No. That's different.
Yeah.
That's completely different because that's who you bring in the crowd. But baseline free throw line is 15 feet. Now, football is different. If I play for the Dolphins,
variables.
If I play for the Dolphins and I got to go up to play the Patriots in December, that climate changes. That's different than home field.
Yeah.
But at
we
the
got
same
bikinis
time,
in Miami, no bikinis in Boston.
Look, bro, you know what you was prepared for when you walked into this, man. So you got to go in this ring. You already know what you got to prepare. You already seen the tape on them.
Yeah, and there's no way after you beat Pacquiao that you didn't think that you were going to be set up for this moment. So I can't think of a world where Terrence Crawford doesn't win. Does Terrence Crawford get the knockout?
Yes.
Do you think Jeff Horn will rough him up at all, or do you think this is going to be an easy win?
Every time he tries to try to rough him up, he's going to pay for it dearly.
Yeah, he's going to pay for it bad. We know that Terrence Crawford walks around at a big weight, so we'll see, man. I'm hyped up about this. I can't wait for this fight, and I want to see more Terrence Crawford just because Errol Spence already said, I'm at PBC, I'm going to take care of all these guys, and then I'm coming for you. It wasn't if I win, I'm going to take care of these guys, and I'm coming for you in your belt. And that is a matchup that, man, I get chills thinking about it.
I don't. I just get upset because Keith Thurman's in the background somewhere like, whew, I'm glad I ain't got to fight none of these guys.
Keith Thurman's going to be the one guy to walk up in the middle of the street and instigate it.
I'll take one of these.
Yeah.
And I'll take this strap and put it right over my belt.
While you guys kill each other here, let me just go ahead and, take this belt and walk away, my man, one time. Take this one time and just kind of walk away. Shout out to T-Bud. I'm going to give a shout out to the school teacher, my man, Jeff Horn, because he still loved the kids, He never said that he quit his job, but he still loved the kids. And this is the opportunity of a lifetime. We said it before with Manny Pacquiao, but Terrence Crawford is here. He's real. I can't see how this isn't his time at all. Make sure you download that Squared Circle app. It's available in Google Play and iOS. Give us some feedback, man. We're here on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/Squared Circle 101. Subscribe to the channel, even if you don't watch us. I got friends who are video gamers who have subscribed to the channel just on GP, just on some JP, just on some J Prince stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just because you don't want the Prince to visit. You know what I'm saying? We know that the sign is gone, but you don't want J Prince to visit unless he sent it a bouquet. But that's probably a funeral. I'm just saying, make sure you check it out. Tell your friends, tell your family, new shows. You know where to find us, man. The champ is here. What is the 6, 7 Ps again?
Proper planning prevents poor performance.
Is that a tongue twister or an actual quote?
That's an actual quote, man. That's our Reddit slogan.
Well, that's a rap crew right there. That's 5 new rappers. You know what I'm saying? Say it one more time.
Proper planning prevents poor performance.
Proper planning prevents poor performance.
Dang.
All I'm thinking is condom, lube, Viagra. That's where we go. That's how we end it. You know where to find us, man. Don't forget to download that app. Sonny, my man Shoota, I'm out. See ya.